So let's talk about MVP versus MVP. So let's a little bit remember customer development. Also look my previous video about this. So firstly, we discover if problem exists and validate if our solution is nice, if customer would accept our solution. This is solution, it's not a product. So just remember that biggest pivots are doing here. 90% of unused ideas we need to filter here. This is like search. Execution, we develop the product and scale the product. Not other ways. Deeply watch my previous video. So let's remember that when we do customer interviews, because when we on customer development on the search phase, we firstly do lots of interviews. Mostly it's interviews. So we firstly do problem-based interviews. It means we search if problem exists. What kind of problem customer has? We talk about past. We ask how customer solved problem before, how big is the problem, how he feels when you talk about problems, how deep is this problem, is it possible that he will pay for the solution? Possibly the problem exists, but he will not pay for that. So we talk about customer, about this. And then when we validate the solution, we do solution-based interviews. So we provide the solution and see how customer react. Is it right solution? Possibly there are no solution at all. But is it right solution? Is it customer capable to pay for that? If customer leave money on the table, it's the solution-based interview. So you provide potential solution, not a product, and customer pay you in advance because he needs it. So it's really best solution interview. So very easy. You have an idea. Before developing it, you ask the customer, is the problem exists? When you have proof of concept, that problem exists, you start thinking about solution, imitate the solution, and provide this potential solution to customer. Not the product, but potential idea, the solution, picture of the product, imitation of the product. And then, of course, we know this minimal viable product, but what is MVP? If you type in Google, you will find lots of results. Sometimes you need to do MVP, sometimes you need something bigger. So let's study this minimal lovable product. It's not, it's not words. It's a big difference between this. So what is the difference between MVP and MVP? Firstly, viable product, it's about technology. It's about innovation. So customer has problem every day, and you provide potential solution for him, like small innovation. No competitors, you only alone who provide the solution. So customer had a problem, you solve it, customer is happy. With lovable product, it's a little bit different. Customer has a problem, customer has many providers, and you are just one more provider. It looks like you should provide a better product. With MVP, it could be like, if there are no invoicing recognition software and you're only one, it could be worse interface, red button, it could be 20 minutes wait. But if you're alone at the market and it is technically innovation, you could be best with MVP. It's enough. Let's say when Tesla provide his first MVP to potential investors, car should go. Sometimes it could be one-time used car. You used one time the car, you need next one because battery is out. But it's still MVP and still enough because no competitors. you provide technical innovation. With lovable product, it's different. Product should be stable, product should be look nice, should be fashionable, customer should feel comfortable, nice when customer uses the product. You should be better than competitors. And do not shuffle this prototype. Prototype, it's something in your technical department. So technically product works, maybe not, but when it technically works, you have technical proof of concept, it's prototype. It's inside the house. MVP, it means that customer feels the value of product. So we show product to customer and we get some feedback. So this is why we need MVP. MVP has the same purpose, but is with a bigger competition, and it's much more about quality. When you have 20 competitive apps, or when there are 20 electric vehicles, and let's say BMW would like to provide new electric car, it should be very compatible. It should be customer like, I have 19 other cars, why I need a BMW electric car? So it should be really lovable. If customer love it, investors will invest or customer will buy it. So it's just a big difference when you present innovation in the market or when you provide commodity, one more commodity. So when you provide innovation, you can make more mistakes. If there are no technical innovation in the product, you should follow much more rules. So co-founder of LinkedIn said that if you are not impressed by the first version of the product, your launch date was too late. So you launched too late. The idea just MVP should always be bad. So just you should to show it as much as early as you can. So do it faster. It will save lots of your time. Don't afraid of customers. If the product is too bad, you have many of them. Tomorrow show to other version. So it's like, remember the phrase. It's really should change your mind, your point of view. And when you have MVP, it's like, let's remember problem and solution and scale of the product. So when we have MVP and we have proof of concept, MVP works for customers, just MVP works in customer head and customer ready to pay for this product, we can finally start producing the product. If in a customer development, when we do search, it's spontaneous sales. Now we need to switch to regular sales. We need to start building the company. If problem exists, if we have a solution, let's build a product and sell it as much as we can. And then we can switch from early adopters to majority. Because money is a majority. Google making money not in early adopters. Google making money in majority. So, thank you for your time. See you on the next video.